Hello, this is Rob Detmering from Ekstrom Library, back again with a third and final video covering library resources and strategies for your History 605 historiography assignment. In the last video, we mostly focused on the library catalog, and in this video, I'm going to discuss library databases useful for locating secondary sources, specifically peer-reviewed articles in history and related subject areas. Here we are again on the library homepage, library.louisville.edu. Peer-reviewed articles from scholarly journals can be accessed through a number of different databases. Many publishers have their own databases where their journals live, and there are other databases that cover a range of journals from multiple publishers. This is why you have to search a variety of databases to ensure you find everything relevant to your topic. There isn't a single database or search engine that will catch everything, not even Google Scholar. All in all, our library has access to more than 200 databases, which are listed on our alphabetical A to Z listing. You can click on the A to Z list and then navigate to your database of choice. For example, you can go to the letter J and find Jstor, one of the most popular scholarly journal databases. That said, the A to Z list is only useful if you know the names of all the best databases in your subject area. So how do you find out which ones are the best? I suggest clicking on Subject Guides. The subject guides list the best databases by subject area, rather than just a massive alphabetical list. As you can see, we have a subject guide specifically for researchers in history, so I'm going to click on that. On the left side of the page, you'll see our top 3 picks for history databases, including America History and Life, which is useful for United States history, Historical Abstracts, which focuses on world history, and Jstor, which is a scholarly journal archive that you may already have some familiarity with. In the middle of the page, we see additional guides that have been created for particular topics and courses, as well as links to the full history subject guide, which I'll click on. Here you'll see a larger number of databases, as well as tabs for other types of content, such as primary source databases. But our focus is on secondary sources, and the databases listed on this page are, in fact, mostly used for finding secondary sources. I've already mentioned some of these, but I should also highlight Project Muse, which features scholarly journals from many subject areas, including history. I'll also highlight Google Scholar, which is not a database, but rather a search engine. While it has limitations and is sometimes too broad in its search functionality, Google Scholar is a great way to find articles that cite each other through its Cited By search feature. If you hover your mouse over the names of the databases, you'll see more information about what type of material they include. I'm going to go into Jstor for an example search. Just as a reminder, when you're off campus, you will be prompted to enter your ULink ID and password before you can access the database. Jstor is very popular with students and faculty because it has so many scholarly articles going back more than 100 years. However, it's important to know that Jstor serves as an archive for scholarly journals, so you will typically not find the most current issues of a journal in Jstor. Again, this is another reason not to rely on only one database. On the other hand, Jstor is a wonderful resource for scholarly articles in history, and almost everything you find here will be immediately available as full-text PDFs. I recommend going to the Advanced Search screen because it gives you a few more options to make your search more precise, something that is sometimes challenging in Jstor. The drop-down menu next to each search box allows me to choose where to search. For example, if I wish, I can search only in the abstract or summary of articles, which can occasionally be helpful for finding more relevant sources. The default All Fields option will search the entire full text of the articles for your keywords. I'm going to search for Roman Empire and Christianity and women. Notice that I've put Roman Empire in quotation marks so that I find those two words together as a phrase. I can also click Add a Search Box to add an additional box to enter keywords. Because Jstor searches so much full text, it's a good idea to be as specific as you can with your keywords. My example is still fairly broad, but I can always narrow it down later. The Advanced Search screen also enables me to further refine my search. In this case, I will choose to search for articles only, published between 2000 and 2020, though I know that I won't find many articles from the last few years because Jstor usually doesn't have the most recent issues, which are added gradually over time. I can also use the journal filter to search journals in certain subjects. For this example, I will select Feminist and Women's Studies and History. By the way, the number after the subject refers to the number of journals in that subject that will be searched, not the number of articles, which is much, much larger. I will now click Submit Advanced Search. This search returns more than 2,000 results. Jstor sorts results by relevance by default, so hopefully I would find that the first page of results is relevant to my topic. However, that will not always be the case. You may need to continue to refine your search to make your results more manageable and more relevant. You can click on Modify Search on the right side of the page, or use the search tools to refine results on the left side of the page. To access articles in Jstor, I just need to click on Download PDF and accept the terms and conditions. From here, I can save or print the article. Other library databases may look a bit different from Jstor, but the search process is generally very similar. In some situations, you may have to navigate through several screens to locate the full text of an article, but remember that you can always ask a librarian if you're having trouble downloading an article. Well, that's all for now. Good luck with your research, and please contact me at robert.detmering@louisville.edu if you need any assistance. Thank you.